Well, good evening, everybody. In 5 minutes, we're going to start the Usika Zombie Alert Network C4FM net. I will take early bird check-ins. Please give me your call and your name and take your time. I am WB80 Walt. I will be your net control.
Alpha Charlie 8, Zulu Delta.
Seems to be a little slow, isn't it? Whiskey Alpha 1, United Tango Quebec. Bruce, WMUTQ, here in the Central.
W7 VAZ Brent.
Okay, AEC8ZD, Dave, W81UTQ, Bruce, W7BAZ, Brad, any other early bird check-ins. Your call, your name, take your time.
Jimmy Walt, W8SOX.
Got you now, Larry. Anybody else?
This is N8AQ, Brenda in Roseville.
In for SSL Shadow.
N8AQ, Brenda. In for SSL Shadow. Anybody else? So, okay, we got 2 more minutes before net starts, and there seems to be a little delay. I'm going through my notes, so everybody be patient, and we will get more check-ins in 1 minute. WB80 will be your net control, and the name is Walt. Stand by, and people, I want you to think about a topic tonight. Somebody has to think about a topic. I will be standing by. Well, good evening, one and all, and welcome to the Usika Zombie Alert Network. Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, C4 FM net. It is an open net. We will be asking for calls and names in a moment. When we do get to you, please make mention if you're going to be around for the 73 round, which means after we go through the list, we go through it again. That allows people the time to think of something they may have missed to say or want to talk about what they got going in their area or the nets in their area. If you're out of state or outside the Metro Detroit area and you do have C4 FM nets to talk about and give the room number, it would be appreciated. And when you're through with your transmission, please sign with your call. That way I know that the repeater did not drop out and I don't tee up on top of you, okay? I know there's a little delay on my end on a node, internet, I don't know why, but it does happen, so everybody be patient. Okay, more calls and names checking now.
Kilo Charlie 9 Tango Sierra, Ingo in Madison, Wisconsin.
November 8, Hotel Uniform Bravo.
Okay, we got Kilo Charlie 9 Tango Sierra. Your modulation is very low. You might want to turn up your mic gain. And, of course, Andy always sounds good in HUB. Any other check-ins? Call a name. Welcome, one and all.
Kilo Alpha 5, Uniform Lima Echo, Ralph, West Texas.
Okay, we got KA5 ULE, Ralph. Any other check-ins? Call a name. Welcome, one and all. Okay, not hearing more. We'll get to more later. Anybody have a topic they'd like to be talked about on the net, tonight's net? If so, bring it to the attention of Net Control. Okay, hearing nothing. And being the 10th of February, winter is upon us in Michigan here, 31 degrees, minus 1 degree Celsius. Let's just talk about what we've been doing in our hobby of radio, anything in anybody's hobby, or just like myself, HF radio is sitting around. I'm very good at that. Any topic you want to talk about, and do me a favor, when you're through transmitting, sign with your call. I know you're out. And if you're going to be around for the 73 round, I would appreciate it. Yeah, we'll put a demerit by your call. Alpha Zulu Delta for the
Alrighty. You're breaking up a little bit, Walt. I hope your internet connection is stable there. I know the Wires X room goes all the way to Japan and then back here. So that's probably what's going on. Not much going on here. Been busy working this week. But I did manage to get on the radio a couple times. I've been tinkering with FT4, which is kind of FT8's cousin, and it's a little bit quicker, I guess. But it also requires more. What do you call it? It's more susceptible to noise, I should say. So you have to pump the power up, or they have to be able to hear you. But been able to get into Brazil today and South Africa on Sunday. I probably with FT8. I don't think I did that with FT4. But other than that, just been like I said, working, and my brain is mush by Thursday, so I'll be around for the 73 round. AC8ZD, back to net.
Okay, Dave, thanks for notifying me that I'm breaking up a little bit. You know what? 10 meters has been really up and down. It's been a lot of fun. Around 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I use DX Summit. When you go to the internet, look up DX Summit, for those of you who don't know, and you can get on there and you can, like I do CW only, no digital, no sideband. You click on what you want and what you don't want. You can pick what frequency range, and or I go through all of them. At 2 o'clock, I worked Greenland. I seen there was a posting for Greenland, OX3XR at 28017. About 4 minutes later, V4/KG9N in St. Kitts. It went from real north to real south. Very crazy. And about a couple hours ago, the Puerto Rico and Brazil and I think Argentina. W81 UTQ Bruce WB80.
Well, good evening. Good evening, everybody on the net, and here in sunny Florida. I see some of the new stations came on, right here in Florida, and have talked to a couple of them already, and I'm glad they came up on the net here, the most popular net around. Anyway, well, the weather here has been a yo-yo. This is the 13 years I've been here. This has been the coldest since Thanksgiving. It's been cold, and Monday, I think Monday we dipped down to 25 degrees. I think it was, I don't remember what. And this morning it was 37, and it's been in the 30s on and off. But I think Wednesday, Tuesday, it was 50 for 12 hours, and cold rain, and dark and gloomy. And boy, you talk about staying in and keeping warm. I had to cancel some of the stuff that day, so I didn't want to go out. It reached 80 yesterday. This morning, this afternoon, it reached 70. While we're at it, we were at one of our repeater sites, putting up our 11th repeater, and explain that in a second. Recycle. Anyways, it was a 220 repeater. It was a commercial 220. You probably say, hey? And if you remember back in the late 80s, the UPS wanted the 220-2222 band for the day, which they never materialized, and that was the repeater. Interesting. So we got it. It was donated to us. It was up another location. It was taken down the hill because it was silent key. And we ended up fixing it. We put it up today, and now we're running into a problem. It's the always 1-to-1 ratio. And somehow the receiver lost its ears. And that was good. So we had it all tuned up beautifully, and everything else transmitting 40 watts beautifully, and getting out, and all of a sudden, if you're lucky, you'd have to stand up on a table to get into the repeater, and about 7 miles away. But anyways, we're working on that. We spent a lot of time on changing antennas at the hospital, so as I was located anyways. Well, the big day is today. The ham convention, or we call it Hamcation, has started here in Orlando. The ARRL is doing their convention. Will be you could go there. I think it's special registration, and they're having the convention and stuff right now. Then tomorrow, actually, this is the ARRL convention anyways, and tomorrow I'll be out there for all day and all oversold everything, 250 RV vans, over 350 tailgating outside, so every piece of land will be gone. And they also have an inside, which is building C, tailgating, if you want to spend more money to keep warm. The building and the other two buildings are commercial, big buildings. And but that's also, we're having vendor problems because they can't get in because it's booked solid. So it's going to be a very interesting day tomorrow, and also I'll be going there Saturday, which I'll be part of the friend of mine will be part of the tailgating, helping them out, and they continue looking for more stuff. And he's the one who was with me putting up the 220 level 3 beater. Fun. But also there's been a big explosion on the talking about the American Link having problems on the users group, user group, and some people can't get in, and I have Drone Star in here. I had a problem with that because I have no audio. Turned out to be the license expired, and they turned out to be get this from England, and you put the voice coder in, and then now it works. And there's one of them out there right now, and he sounds good. And we've been working on it for a few days, and we finally figured out where we could get it now. So, anyways, that's one project is complete, and today was another project complete. So now we have to figure out why the receiver went on it. So. Anyways, American Link, again, as I was saying, that people could get in, and for some reason, HR 200 won't accept too many people. They go over 100 nodes on there, and and by the way, just a little while ago before I got on here, the Chiefs were up to 84,000. A new one came from Pensacola, Florida, came on today, and I said, he just got his HR 200, and he's on here. I said, holy mackerel. So it's 84 plus 94,000 will be the public room, and 84 is the private, node, the main node. So I said, boy, wait till we get to 100,000. Well, we are thinning out rapidly. Okay, well, I'll be here for the, what do we call it, the 73. And, of course, next week I have in-person Ham Club meeting, and I don't know who the guest is. Supposed to be Valerie from Ham Nations, the DX contester. I don't know if she's going to show up. But she lives here in Florida, just outside the villages, so I'd be interested. She moved down here from whatever she was in Floating State with snow. But I guess you guys are getting hit hard up there, up north, and with the snow, rain, and freezing temperatures. But okay, back to you. Let's see, WBAE. This is WA1UTQ here in North Central Florida.
Oh, very good, Bruce. Thank you very much. You mentioned the old, we call them a swap and shop here, the Hamventions, what have you. I know a lot of snowbirds from around here. That's one of the big deals about going to Florida besides the weather in the winter. Of course, as mentioned, we were at 31 degrees when I started the net. And the ice fishermen are really happy this year, which I used to love. A lot of ice, and maybe later on I can get the fishing report. W7VAC, Brand, WB80. What have you been doing lately, my friend?
This is W7VAC.
Hi, Walt. Hope everybody's having a great evening and a good start to their week so far. Actually, for me, Walt, I've been pretty busy at work the last couple of weeks. That's pretty much all I've been doing and thinking about. So I haven't played radio too much in the last couple of weeks. But as far as my future plans for radio, it's definitely going to be Jeff this year. As some of you know, I recently acquired my extra license after being a technician for about 29 years. So my goal this year is definitely to get an HF rig and get some wires up in the air, and that'll be my goal. But aside from that, just kind of waiting for spring. This is the time of year for me where I really start getting tired of winter. So I think as the temperatures gradually warm up, I'll be a happy guy. So aside from that, I'm having a good week, and like I said, I hope everybody else is as well. I'll go ahead and send it back to Net Control. I may not be around for the 73 round. So Walt, back to you. This is W7BAZ.
Okay, Brad. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Making a decision on HF rig. I'm using a 7300, which I really love. Now we're going to go to W8SOX Larry, who's going to tell us about 10 meters, hopefully 10 meters C4 FM, which is really fascinating. It'd be a tough, that 991A, has the options that, I don't know. It'd be a tough decision because I love my CW only. Larry, tell us something.
Well, good evening, Walt, and everyone else on the net there. It's been a pretty good day here. I actually spent most of the day at home, which is unusual. But it was nice for a change, and I started off this morning by going down to the shack and turning on my 991, and I decided to put it in group mode, see if anything's out there. Then I got distracted and then started doing some chores and went back this afternoon and realized I left the radio on, but the whole screen was full of call signs. So I told me, 10 meters is open. So I threw my call sign out a couple of times, didn't get anything, and I just went back in the group mode again, and the call signs kept coming up, and I'm like, man, someone's got to be out there on voice. So I threw my call sign back out there again, and lo and behold, there was the guy from Vancouver, Canada, that came back to me. So that was really fun to talk to him. And I actually caught the bottom end of the conversation on video. So it wasn't until then that I realized, I should be taking a video of this just to make sure. So, actually I wanted to take a video of it to post it, but I posted it on several sites there. So, but anyways, a lot of fun. And the indicator on 10 meters, and my next goal is to on 6 meters and 10 meters there. So it's hopefully that'll happen soon, maybe this summer, and if the band really opens up, by golly, I'll be making many contacts. We'll see what happens there. But been a good day, and good evening here with radio-wise, too. And now we're here at the net, top things off. So thanks for picking up the net, Walt. We'll pass it back to you. WBAD, W8SOX.
All right, Larry, thank you for the report. And it's very important. I encourage people who have the 991 or 991A to take that step forward and get into a different area. We're going to ask for more check-ins. Do the Usika Zombie Alert Network, Thursday night C4 FM Net. Call your name, take your time, and when you're through transmitting your QSO, please sign with your name. So I know I'm not going to. Number 2, tell me you will be here for the 73 round. Call and name, take your time.
Whiskey 1, India, Kilo, Jim in East Point, Michigan.
Please, somebody inform me. And we will go to Brenda, N8AQ, WBAD.
Yeah, thank you, Walt. And thanks for doing the net. And hi to everybody out there. I haven't been doing a whole lot here. Been trying to get some fusion in my car, so I'm switching out the 2-meter radio in the car, but I was going to put my 100 in there, but I need to get a extension cord for the mic so I can stash the body under the seat like I had in my 8900. So that's about all I got going on here. And it's interesting to hear all the comments. So I'll send it back to you, Walt. This is Brenda, N8AQ.
Well, thank you, Brenda. And I have a minivan, so it's beautiful. Flat floor, a old-time hump mount that used to be for a CB radio. One of the local hams graciously threw it my way, in 8HTV, John, as a matter of fact. And I take it in and out because Charlene seems to use the car more than I do, and she has a habit of slinging her 50-pound purse around. Oh, I can just see it hitting the 100. Oh, my God. Hey, let's go to Shadow. N4 Sugar Lima. Shadow, what do you got and what have you been doing, my friend? Over to you.
Well, first of all, I think I may adopt that now instead of saying November 4th, Sierra Lima. I may start going with sugar, just to see what how people react. Not too much going on here. Just enjoying the cold weather until Florida. Well, it goes back to Florida. Dipping my toes into the digital. I have DroidStar on my phone, which is what I'm using now, and when I first got it, I had an issue with being able to use it because, like Bruce mentioned, the voice coder finally got that straightened out, so that's what I'm on now. So I'm getting into the digital, and hopefully I can get more into it. I do like analog, but I do want to try some digital because it seems like there's a lot of people going to digital. Other than that, not too much going on. So I'll turn it back to you. I'm not sure if I'll be around for the 73 N for SSL. Back to you.
Okay, Shadow. Yeah, there's a lot of technical steps to take in this hobby. Gone are the days of just sideband and CW, for the most part. Let's see, Kilo Charlie 9 Tango Sugar. I didn't get a name, and welcome aboard. You have WB8E Walt Net Control. What's been going on in your world?
Yeah, thank you, Walt and Annette. This is Ingo, India November Golf Oscar, KC9TS from Madison, Wisconsin. Sorry about the low audio before. I'm now going through a hotspot, so I'm hoping that this works better. What's going on in my world is I've been playing with a portable digital node here at home and trying to get it to work, but I do seem to have low audio issues with it. So trying to problem solve that, and it sounds like you confirmed that when I checked in. My audio, for whatever reason, is not coming through, and I've changed all sorts of settings, so it seems like I need to keep changing settings. Hotspot, I assume, is working fine, though, so I'm just going to try one quick experiment and say hello from the other radio, and then I will not be around for the 73 round. I'll listen, but given my audio issues, I think I will just be in listen-only mode there, so stand by 1 second. Okay, Walt, I'm not sure if the other radio experiment there worked, but in any case, I'm going to turn it back over to you in the net. Thank you much for letting me on, and 73 to you, KC9TS.
Bingo, KC9TS. No audio, buddy. Nothing. You're not into the system. Over.
Okay, copy that. Not much I can do right now, but thank you for letting me know. Back to the net, KC9TS.
Hey, Walt, just letting you know that it's coming out on the repeater side. The repeater side is working, so it's probably just the internet side.
Okay, unfortunately what he's doing doesn't work, but that's the fun of the hobby. You always got to try, and we always have to be patient. N8HUB Andy, western side of Michigan. We're going to hit some cold fronts here, buddy. How about in your way, and what have you been doing lately? WP80, Walt, your net control.
Next Wednesday and Thursday at 42, I guess, for both days. I hope they're right. I'm getting tired of this cold stuff. Had enough. I want to see spring. Well, I've been busy here at home. The last month or so, my aunt's been ailing, and almost got to be around here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, kind of helping her out. Her daughter used to do it, but her daughter came down with COVID. The other daughter's in Nevada, and she's got cancer. So, I guess I'm the last one on a totem pole here. But we're doing what we can when we can, trying to keep her safe. But other than that, just kind of watching for the weather here, see what it does. I thought we'd get some sun today, but no chance of it this way. Talked to a guy north of me, I think it was. He said he had a little bit of sun that way, but not much. But we'll see what happens here. Let me buy some time. I won't be around for the final go around there, Walt. But just want to say hello. You can run a good net there. Want to mention our net Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, West Michigan Connect 21335. So everybody gets a chance on Tuesday. Stop by and say hello. I'll turn it back to you, Walt. I'll catch you next time. N8HUB.
Okay, Andy. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, room 21335. If you want to go know what's going on the windswept side of Michigan, they get a lot of wind there. Check in. They have an extensive system up there. Now let's go to Ralph, K5ULE, WB80. Ralph, what's going on in your area?
Well, good evening, everyone. This is Ralph, Kilo Alpha 5, Uniform Lima Echo, located in San Angelo, Texas. And not much to report. Just come home this evening from work and had this net on my phone to remind me to get in. So here we are. What I'm wanting to do this year with Ham Radio is get back into CW. I know the CW. I just need to get back on the air and get into some practice. So, or some practice being on the air. Other than that, I'm very active on UHF Digital Voice. I'm also active on HF, all the different digital modes, everything from Teletype to Olivia to all of them. So there's a digital contest, I think, that the WRL has announced recently. That's going to be the first weekend of June. If you Google it on their website, you'll find it. So I'm looking forward to that one because that gives me a chance to do some contesting. So that's all we have for now. And as far as I know, I'll be here for the 73 round. Back to net, K5ULE.
Okay, hey Ralph, before we continue on, I noticed you live near an Air Force base. Goodfellow? It doesn't ring a bell. I was in the Navy, not that it would. But is that an active Air Force base, or we have one here north of Detroit, northeast, which is primarily a reserve Air Force base. Flies the big tankers and everything and the Warthogs. But how's the Air Force base by your way? Over?
Kilo Alpha 5 Uniform Lima Echo. Actually, the base borders my alley. So it is a very busy base. We probably have, I don't know how many soldiers, but I know there's about 3,000 civilians employed. We do fire training and intelligence on the base, and so it's very busy. We don't fly aircraft in and out. There's a lot of that going on at Mathis Field, but here on base it's basically training and schools, and it's very busy. We've fought numerous battles to keep this base open, and being right next to it, it's pretty neat. Had to get used to the reveille and the taps and the retreat, but once I got used to them, it's pretty cool.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah, I was in the Navy and I never did learn what the hell the ship's bells were to tell you the time. I tell you, the waste is a terrible thing to mind in my case. Let's go to my friend and yours, KT7CC. He's going to tell us about the good weather. Mark, if you didn't hear, it's 31 degrees, and the ice fishermen are happier than dickens, my friend. They're just ice fishing all over. Lake Erie, Lake St. Clair, oh my goodness. Back to you, Mark, KT7CC, WB80.
WB80, KT7TT, Mark in Mesa, Arizona. And boy, you caught me at a wrong time. I just put drops in my eyes, and I was stumbling around. I darn near knocked my drink over trying to find the microphone. So anyway, I didn't know how soon I'd be up, so I thought I got to put those drops in 4 times a day for another couple of weeks. But anyway, yeah, well, we had it hot today. I think Phoenix was 83, and we topped out at about 81. And unfortunately, that's a preview of coming attractions, I'm afraid. And it won't be long. It's going to be cool. Or warm, I should say. So I'll have to switch. Instead of complaining about how cold it is, then I can turn around and complain about how hot it is. But like I tell people, you maybe hear me complain about the weather, but you don't see me moving anywhere either. So I'm staying right here. Talked to a friend of mine up in Marquette last week, and I was telling him about how we were pretty cold. It went to 34 degrees at night, and he was telling me they were 15 below zero. But during the day, he said it wasn't bad. It warmed up to 7 below zero. So it makes me appreciate what I've got out here. So other than that, that's about it for now. I gotta finish marking down on my chart here what I put in the eyes this time, and only got 2 more to go for the rest of the evening. So back to you, Walt. WB80 in the group, KT7TT.
All right, Mark. For those of you who are out of state, out of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, which used to be part of Wisconsin, it's a long story. It's like a different world. I mean, different world weather-wise, living style-wise, just different. And people love it. People love it. I used to deer hunt up there. I could never live up there. Never. It's like if you want to be alone and talk to pine trees, move up there. I don't know. Anyway, Mark, you had the cataract operation, if I remember right, and I had to cancel my last Wednesday's appointment. The weather was horrible, and I'm not taking a chance. I know Ralph mentioned about getting back to the code. Yeah, Ralph, I meant to tell you before I forget. That's what I've been doing in the last few months. I've been really out of it for 2 years. The age is 80. Father Time has caught up with me, but you know what? I'm getting back with both feet and working a lot of 10 meters and 17, my favorite. I like to take the people out and see if I can hit them when the band opens up. Okay, Mark, we'll catch up with you on the 73 round right at the bottom of this list. I need more check-ins. Call, name, take your time.
Whiskey 1, India Kilo, Jim in East Point, Michigan.
Gotcha, Jim. I didn't hear anybody else, so I'll go to you directly. I don't know if you heard earlier, Jim, 10 meters around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. A little opening, the first at 2 o'clock, almost exactly, Greenland OX3XR. A few minutes later, I noticed another blurb on the waterfall, Victor 4, St. Kitts, down in the Caribbean. Within 5 minutes, it went from way up north to way down south. Very interesting characteristics. Been having a ball, and then this evening, did hear South America. Who did I work? I forgot. Brazil, I think it was. W1IK WB80. Jim is a great CW operator, by the way, everybody. Before I want to give him some kudos. Believe me, if you have heard Jim on a straight key, you think it was computer set. Just perfect. Of course, Jim is a musician. He plays that banjo like you wouldn't believe on CW. Jim?
WB80 net control for the Usika Thursday night C4 FM System Fusion net. Good evening, Walt, and good evening to all aboard. My goodness, well, I guess I'll have a hard time getting through the door now with my head inflated from that build up there, Walt, but I appreciate your appreciating my fist. I work hard on it, and I really, really love it. It's my second language, and I just love it. It's a combination of language and music, a couple of things near and dear to my heart, so really, really do love Morse code, so much that I taught it for 11 years. Anyway, Yeah, I didn't play any HF this afternoon or today at all today really. I had the radio on, but I got sidetracked in some work-related bookkeeping tasks. I am changing over a couple of things, and I won't bore anybody too much with it, but I wound up spending most of the afternoon answering emails and setting up accounts online and things like that for some payroll stuff. So I can get direct and stuff now and a few other things which I'm sure everybody else has been doing for decades, but it was something I had never done. So set that up today and a few other things. So anyway, didn't play any HF. But nice to know that it sounds like we're getting more and more reports of 10-meter activity. 12 meters, of course, could be a lot like 10 as far as propagation is concerned. So always check 12. I worked over, let's see, it was last weekend now. I think it was Saturday. Got a couple of new entities for my log, a couple of new DX entities on 12 meters and a few on 10. I've got Greenland on a couple of ends, I think, Walt, but I don't think 10 meters is one of them. So I'm sorry I missed that one, but we'll have to catch them on the next go-round. And it's encouraging. Like I say, we're hearing more and more of people saying, "Oh, 10 meters was or is open." And if you happen to know that kind of thing, get up on here and make a bunch of noise and tell people, because oftentimes band openings come and go, and nobody knows because everybody's listening, or nobody's listening, or nobody's sending. So you got to get out there and make some noise. And spot on the DEX clusters, the stations you're hearing or working, and even better yet, get on your local analog repeater system, your local chat room on C4FM, DMR talk group, whatever, wherever you hang out, and let your fellow hams know that those are openings and where to and that sort of thing. It's a service you can help your fellow hams with. It costs you nothing. So with that, we'll send it back to Net Control, and I don't think I'll be here for this second go-round, Walt. I need to shift gears here and get off the radio, but I'll say 7-3 and I'm listening for a while at least. Back to Net Control, WB80 on the net. This is Whiskey 1 India Kilo, Jim in East Point, Michigan.
Okay, Jim, and the guy from Greenland came on around 2 o'clock on 2820. A lot of times these DX stations will pick the same time because of work or the way their daylight is, or I don't think they have daylight in Greenland this time of year. But around 2 o'clock, 28.020. And write that down, and we'll give it a check tomorrow. Any other check-ins, call a name. I am WB80 Walt, Net Control for the Usika Zombie Alert Network, C4FM Net. Please give me your name and call and take your time. Okay, let's go to 73 round. Alpha Charlie A Z Delta. Dave, WB80.
All right, thank you, Walt. I've been laying back here. I'm about to fall asleep. But not from the folks talking here. Just I'm tired at the end of the day here. So very interesting stories and everything that's going on. I have one more day of work, and then it's off to the weekend. I'm hoping to play radio somewhere remote on the weekend. I don't know where yet. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I plan to get the QRP radio out, and I want to try it out in the field and see how I do. So with that, back to Net, and we'll speak to everyone next week. AC8ZD.
Okay, Dave, yeah, give a call on a repeater if you're going to be out on the weekend. You never know, so like you go to Metro or somewhere, some people may want to meet you and go, not bother you. And I didn't realize you got the QRP rig. Now, see, you didn't bring that up, my friend. You did not bring that up. And when I seen it on Facebook, I guess it was. I forgot what. Anyway, very interesting, and be interesting to see how you do with that. Let's see, Bruce, WA1UTQ, WB80 in sunny Florida.
Sunny. It is. Going to be in the 70s while we're at the convention tomorrow and Saturday. So that's just good. Right now I know it's 59 at the moment. I just dropped to 58. Oh well, one degree. Anyways, it's going to hit down to the low 40s today. Like I said, it's been super cold this year. I don't know. But it does warm up nicely. It's like a spring day in May, guys up north. So, oh well, we'll see. I'm just listening to everything here and writing down the list of stuff I have to look for at the convention, because all you guys know that it's a very expensive hobby. Buy more radios and buy more stuff. I got I have a 7300, and I was originally get the 991 original, and then I decided to go with 73. It was 7300. I don't know why. I just saw that on the Ham Nation. I said, oh, new. So, to be honest, I'm enjoying the radio. The only problem I'm having is 80 meters, and that's be interesting when I get to the convention. It's a wealth of information. Time we get out of that place, and so I'm get my 80 meters up, and 40 meters but I'm gonna check on that too. All the other bands are fine, all the way down to 6 meters, and the bands there, hopefully. So let's see what happens. I'll let you know with anything new. I don't know if there's gonna be anything new this year, but we'll find out. And hopefully, maybe I don't think we'll be around next week, but the repeater will be. This net will be on. So I'm at the club meeting. So probably next 2 weeks. We'll see what I can find. It probably won't be much. I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, okay. I would say 73 is off, and have a nice evening. Those up north keep warm, even down here. So keep warm, and we'll talk to you again. 73s. Let's see, WBAE, WNUTQ, here in North Central Florida, in the villages.
Well, great, Bruce. We'll be looking forward for your report, seriously. All we've had here in the last year or so is trunk sales in the summer, which is, I'm grateful for that. And so far, excluding one ham, he did pass away from COVID, and he was quite active with one club, and it's a real shame. But for the most part, all my ham buddies have been in pretty good shape, which is really important. Minor run-in with the virus, but nothing that really rips them apart, which is really great. W7BAC, WB80. Brad?
This is W7BAZ, still here. I did see Larry's Facebook video regarding that contact to Vancouver, Canada, and I'll tell you that's the main reason I'm leaning towards the 991 as my first HF rig. I've heard good things about it, and I definitely enjoy the digital side. That's something that I wanna expand on. I've had a great time, playing around with C4 FM on 2-meter 440. So I'm thinking that Yaesu is going to be my first HF rig. We'll see here. But anyway, that's about it for me. I'm going to jump out of here. So I will say 7-3. I hope everybody has a great week. and I will send it back to Net Control. This is W7BAZ.
Okay, Brad, you have to remember that rig is not a dog. The 991 original one gave a lot of people a lot of trouble, and by the time you do order yours, it's been around long enough, the alpha version, and I don't think you'll have any trouble or any qualms, really. A lot of people love that rig, and I'm talking people who use it, not just brag about it. There's a difference in every hobby. You can go to the boat marinas here in Metro Detroit and see cobwebs on beautiful boats. They talk about it, don't use it. I know a friend, he's lucky to take his 25-footer out twice a year. I'm not exaggerating. Works on it all the time, spring and fall, never goes on him. But he talks about it, W8SLX, WB80, Larry?
All right, well, Walt, I have the original 991, and that thing has never given me a problem. I'm not saying that people didn't, but there's some out there that are really good, and I really haven't had any problem with mine at all. There was an issue with them, and the issue spelled it out in the manual that if you just have a G5RV, do not use the antenna tuner that's built in. Use the outside or an external antenna tuner for that radio. But I think the 991A fixed that tuner issue. So, and I've never really tuned it up on anything but something that was more resonant and close by. I got a loop antenna that's pretty resonant on 10 meters, and let's say 40, 20, 15, and 10 are all resonant. So that's what I use on that radio. So. But anyways, good night, and we appreciate you taking it, and we'll look forward to making it here next week, same time, same place. With that, back to Net Control, WB80, W8SLX.
All right, Larry, and truthfully, and I know you will, keep everybody informed on the 10-meter C4 FM contacts. I mean, keep a little log and talk about it. I think that's amazing. No, you're lucky. That's great. You didn't have any problems. It's like the 706, wasn't it? Yeah. When it first came out, it was a real dog. And they got the Mark II Gs or whatever they're called. They're beautiful. They're additional 703, which I do not have. I have the 703 Plus, the QRP version, the little brother of that radio. I've had it, 15 years. Only use it in the summer for larks in the park. Phenomenal radio. It'll tune up anything. They got a fabulous tuner in that little bugger. I mean, of course, it only goes up to 10 watts. I use it at 5 for QRP-CW. And when they do make corrections, it's marvelous. Brenda, 888Q, WB80.
Yeah. Okay, well, not much more news here. Just listening to everybody's comments, and I have been thinking about getting a 991 so I can have fusion in the house and in the car. I've been using this little HT. So, everyone have a good night. 73 to everyone. Thanks for doing the net, Walt. This is N8AQ.
All right, Brenda. Yeah. I know the 7300 I'm using does have an outboard antenna tuner, and you have a 10 through 40 vertical on the chimney mounted. No, it's one of those self-grounding, no radios. It's a good antenna, but you can't beat a better antenna. I'm not being facetious. You really can't. But I don't want a ground-mounted antenna in the yard. I wish I do have possibly the room dog, and the wife's, she's been so good to me all these years. And she didn't want an antenna in the backyard because of her dog. Oh yeah, her dog. Let's go to the Shadow, N4 Sugar Lima, WAD.
Well, I don't have anything really else. I'm just listening, trying to learn as much as I can about the amateur radio and the new digital and everything. So in for SSL back to you.
Okay, Channel, thank you for checking in. And hey, we'll be here next next Thursday. And if you have any information about the club swap and shop, nets or anything, keep us informed. That's pretty interesting. Ingo, KC9TS, get your stuff straightened out. I've seen your message. Over to you. Okay, I guess he's still experimenting, which is good. That's the fun of the hobby. And let's go to Andy, NNHUB, WVAD. Oh, I forgot. Andy said he wouldn't be here. He gets a demerit. KE5 ULE Ralph WB80. Any final words?
This is KE5 ULE in San Angelo, Texas. That's about all I have. Just sitting here poking around on some social media and actually get started on my evening. But sir did enjoy the net, and I put it in my calendar, so I will be back next week. I'm usually listening on this when I'm not connecting anywhere else, but I do spend a lot of time listening on the Zombie Network, so it's a cool bunch of guys. You guys have a great evening. 73 to all, and we'll be back next week. Okay, 5 Julie.
Okay, Ralph, thank you for checking in. Give a holler. I sit here all day. I swear, this is the first time I've been out since a week ago Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah, I'm serious. It's just no sense driving. There's nowhere to go in bad weather, And we have a wonderful summers here, Ralph. I mean, phenomenal summers in Michigan. We really do. And there's beautiful parks to go. There's rivers to drive by. And especially years ago when the Canadian border was really open, you just go through, no song and dance. So much to look on the Canadian side of Lake St. Clair, Lake Erie, Lake Huron. I mean, you could spend a lifetime in these small, within minutes of Metro Detroit. But unfortunately, those days are gone. What a shame. Have a great day, my friend. KT7TT WB80. What do you guys do in Arizona? Go out in the desert and look for scorpions and stuff, you know what I mean, Mark?
Well, I used to go up in the high country where it would be cooler for deer hunting and stuff, but I've been pretty much staying down here in the valley. I'm old enough, I just don't have the desire to get out that much anymore. But I'm sure getting the urge to go up on the Mogollon Rim up about 7,000 feet and do some portable activities. So we're kind of looking forward to that. You were mentioning, and the other guys were about CW. Well, I've been kind of getting back into CW again, and thank goodness for the internet, because I found out that there's all this stuff is available on the internet, and I finally found a Navy flameproof key, which I had been reading about for decades and always wanted one, but before the internet, you never saw them. And so I finally located one that was in pretty darn nice shape, and boy, it is a sweetheart. So that's going to give me the added incentive to get my button gear and get my receiving. I can send like a champ, but boy, I can't copy very fast. So I've got to work on that. But that's one of my goals for this year, to be back on CW. And now that I have a really good key, I'm going to be able. That's going to push me over the edge and make me do it. So, but other than that, we've been enjoying 10 meters out here. We've been having some phenomenal openings. I even worked a new country. I haven't worked a new country in, I bet it's been 10, 15 years. And I worked Trinidad and Tobago the other day on 10. And with my little 90-watt output here into a vertical antenna, I even broke through a pile-up guy down there. So that was pretty neat. But one day, too, just to show you how good 10 was, like it's almost like the old days, I heard a guy here, it was Q5 copy in Puerto Rico, and he was talking to a guy in Hawaii, and I had that guy Q5 copy. So that's a pretty darn wide span for being able to copy both sides like that. So he's looking forward to a lot better activity coming up. So, and all the more reason to get going with my CW. So anyway, that's about it on this end. So good talking to you again, Walt, and we'll try to make sure we get back here next week too. So 73 to everyone, and back to you, Walt, WB8E, and the group, KT7TT, 73.
Oh, real good, Mark. That's really, fascinating. I was trying to gauge the difference between Puerto Rico and Hawaii, and you're probably talking 12,000 miles, right? Think about it. Maybe not, but, a guesstimate. And you should have went to Silverstein's when you lived here and seen if they had that key. Yeah, I flipped one to a friend of mine, had a mint one in a box, in the original box, WDHCRT. And he was killed this month, Victor 73NS in the Marshall Islands, the only active radio station for a decade in the Marshall Islands. He's in Indiana, going to go work at Huntsville, Alabama. He gave me a call this morning, really gracious of him. Great to hear from him. And, he talk about a CW operator. Man, you get him on your field day station, you're gold. You would hand feed him. That's all he did was CW his whole life. W1IKW B80. Jim?
WB8E, net control. Here is Whiskey 1 India Kilo. I know I was not going to be here for the second go-round, but here I am. So, I guess you can never trust anything I say. Anyway, good to hear everybody on tonight. Very good net, Walt, as always. And I'll just take this opportunity to put a plug in for the Amateur Radio RVers Digital Voice Net. Their multi-mode net, they call it now. It used to be called their Echolink net, but it's still Echolink, but they have added EAC System Fusion, DMR, D-Star in addition. So it's on the SE-Link conference node server on Echolink, and it meets every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Central, so that would be 9 p.m. here in the Eastern Time Zone. Everyone is welcome to join. It is an RVer ham group. In other words, hams who are RVers and RVers who are hams. You don't have to have an RV to check in. It's a great place to listen for general information about amateur radio, but also stuff, mobile operation, portable operation, because these guys are hams that are traveling. These guys and gals are hams that are traveling around. It's kind of a helpful thing for a lot of us to listen to. I personally am an RVer and a ham, as you can tell, so I will make it into that net as often as I can. Every Thursday, and tonight is Thursday, on the Southeast Link conference node server. Also available on the QuadNet array. Let me see that. Do I have that number here? No, I don't. I'm sorry. Yaesu System Fusion would be 43389. 43389. They also have 35947 listed here. So you can give that one a try at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That's just a little less than an hour from now. The Amateur Radio RVers Digital Multi-Mode Net. With that, we send it back to Net Control. Whiskey 1 India Kilo, Jim in East Point, Michigan.
No, real good, Jim. Thank you very much for the info. And there again, everybody, if you have info for your area, bring it out on the net. Okay, let's go for more check-ins. Here, call your name for the Yusika C4 FM Zombie Alert Network net. Every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, WB80. My name is Walt. Your net control. Call, name, take your time.
November 6th, Whiskey Yankee. N6WY, Dave in Shelby Township.
Kilo 8, Papa Delta Juliet, Dorian, and Ann Arbor.
All right, we got Mark with a comment. I'll get to you first, Mark. And we got N6WI Dave and KAPDJ Dorian in Ann Arbor. Mark, your comment, please.
WBAD KT7TT. Boy, you talk about a name from the past. N. Silversteins. I must have been in there a couple of hundred times and brought home more junk. My mom thought I was completely out of my mind. But boy, I wasn't into radio at the time because I didn't think I'd ever have enough smarts to get a ham license. But I would have loved to have grabbed a couple of those keys back then because they used to be dirt cheap until you decide you want one, and then all of a sudden the prices have skyrocketed. But yeah, I got a picture of me and a bunch of friends sitting on that Sherman tank that was always out in the parking lot. So, brought back some fond memories, Walt. Anyway, back to you from KT7TT.
Okay. Hold up. What Mark was referring to was a real old-time everything you wanted, Garand's, there was guns like we have nowadays, and I'm a hunter, so nobody get emotional. And I told my dad they had a black powder single rifle, breech load, dark fire. Said, look at the stocks of the carved their name and their use of World War II back there. Well, fast forward a half a century or so, guess what? If you could trace that name and the unit, your gun was worth that much more knowing that Union soldier held it in his hands. Really. It's like Mark said, I'm sure those keys were $1 in the 50s. I'm not exaggerating. And it's when I went to that surplus store and just looked around, and now they're, I don't know, 25, 35, 45 bucks. Hey, N6WI, Dave, Larry was is out here talking about the 10-meter openings on C4 FM. Over to you, Dave.
Wow, I'm sorry I missed that. This is N6WY. Yeah, I tried it today, and I got all kinds of hits, but nobody would answer me. I see several stations showing up, and I don't know if Larry's still here, if he's going to get a second round or not, but I'd like to hear comments if he made any contacts. It's one thing just to see the call signs appear on your screen, but do you have a QSO with anybody? The band was open today quite well. In fact, it was open every day this week very well. And I tried the beaconing with my 991A, and I was surprised at how many call signs showed up on my screen. But I guess they were just beaconing and not listening for a QSO. So with that, I don't know what the topics of the net is or where you're going with the net. I just came up here and heard you talking, Walt, and thought I'd give you another check-in. This is N6WY, back to net.
Okay, Dave, let's find out. I know Larry, after the net, he rinses out all his beer bottles, to get the refunds. He doesn't like to bring in stinky beer bottles. Larry, are you still there, WB80? Give Dave a quick rundown on what you did today.
Yeah, I collected all the beer bottles, and boy, those things add up. Well, gee, thanks for the introduction. Dave, yes, I did make a contact, and I put a video up on the Seeker Facebook page if you have Facebook there, and it was kind of neat. It was to a VE7 out there in Vancouver, and we had a little bit of a chat, and just towards the end I said, I should be recording this, and that's when I hit it, so but I only caught the bottom end of the conversation, but he and I had a QSO, and more trying to make a QSO, you have to throw your call out there in voice mode and just kind of keep doing it. I called CQ several times, and then I gave it a break, and then from there a few minutes later, I threw my call out, and this guy comes back to me, and he goes, "Wow, I just wanted to let you know you're being heard loud and clear here in Vancouver." And I thought, that's great. So, yeah, it's the luck of the draw. Unfortunately, with all these call signs, and I thought, well, the band's open, so that's when I started going to work, and that was around 4 o'clock and so forth, and somewhere around 4:30 is when I made the contact, so I think it was around that time. I don't know, but it's just a guesstimate there, so that's what happened. Back to net control, WB80, W8SOX.
Okay, Larry, thanks for the fill. And, yeah, we should find out. If everybody's still listening, I hope you are, anything goes on in your area or something came up, let's talk about it. Let's get the juices flowing. The bands are getting better. Oh, my goodness, are they ever. I mean, this Sunspot cycle we just went through was blah, let me tell you. K8PDJ during WB80 Wall. What do you have for the net, my friend? Or what have you been doing lately?
This is K8PDJ. Good evening to the net. Yeah, I was trying to get on right at the beginning, a little bit before 7, but then the wife sent me out to the store, so I just got back and saw you guys are still going at it, so I want to do a quick check-in. Ham radio-wise, I'm going to California next week, going to LA and also the Joshua Tree, so I've been programming my radio with the local repeaters down there. Hopefully play around on that when I get there, and also planning a camping trip in May out to the Badlands and the Black Hills in South Dakota, and probably pop into Wyoming. So excited about that. Yeah, but that's all that's going on here in Ann Arbor. This is K8PDJ, back to net.
Are you going to take any HF rig with you when you go camping? Back to you, my friend.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe by then I'll have one. I'm new to the ham world and only have HTs right now, but I'm always looking. I'm always shopping, checking out the website. So I don't know. We'll see if I have something set up by then. Back to you, Walt.
Okay, Dorn. Put a one out with the Aero Club. If I recall right, you just joined them, and you'd be surprised. I'm not bragging. I held on to a 10-meter Radio Shack mint. I think it was ever used. Above it, it had a Radio Shack VSP. A lot of people, it's been years since they made them, all mounted in the cooler. And I'm not bringing this up to, I'm a wonderful person. Don't get me wrong. Somebody flipped it to me to give away. I wouldn't, for the right person to say they want it and I know would use it, not instead of it be on the swap table saying, well, I tried it. And the point is, put out a want, be sincere about it, what your plans are. If they have a newsletter where you can, and tell people what your plans are. Not just you want one. A good condition one goes for about $100 right now. Having said that, the band opens up 24/7. It won't, but give you an idea, it'll be a $200 radio. So if I would do, I would get on there. And it puts out 25 watts. You can find a real inexpensive manual antenna tuner, because even though you can match the antenna, nothing works everywhere you're at perfectly. Sorry to babble on, but I'm always here all day. We can talk about it later, okay? Hey, great. Thank you for checking in. Great plans, by the way. Any other check-ins? Call a name. WB80 Walt, your net control.
Net control, this is Kilo Echo 4 Zulu Yankee Quebec. Joe in Clinton Township.
Another comment, Walt, KT7TT.
All right, Mark, I'll get to you momentarily. I heard you, Joe, but let's go up to Mark, KT7TT, WB80. Mark?
At WB80, KT7TT. You guys are talking about C4FM contacts like that. What frequency are you using? Are you using the call frequency, the one, whatever it is, or are you using it through the Wires X, or how are you doing that?
Okay, Mark, they have the 991 or the 991A HF rig. You can do C4FM on 10 meters or 6 meters. I don't know the frequencies. Do you have a 991 or a 991? Mark, back to you.
No, the only thing I've got Yaesu-wise is my FTM 300, and that's all I've had so far. That's why I was wondering, because there is a call frequency at, 145, 562, something like that. And I thought maybe that you guys were doing that. I wish I had a 991A, but I've got so darn many HF rigs now, I really can't justify another one. Now back to you.
Okay, Mark, well, there's two avenues of travel. Number one, you start selling off some of the rigs, right? Number two, you take your communion money you still have under the mattress and buy one cash. KE4ZYQWB80, Joe.
Yeah, WB80, KE4ZYQ. Hopefully I'm making the trip tonight. I haven't been on here in a while, so I thought I'd check in. And I'm trying out a new microphone. Well, not a new microphone, an old microphone with a new cord that I just fixed earlier today. So I think I'm working the system. You can tell me if it's coming through okay. Back to you briefly.
Okay, Joe, I don't give out phony reports. You sound great. I sincerely mean it. Just great. Back to you.
Well, I appreciate that, Walt. Yeah, I've been trying this out just briefly before the net tonight, and everybody was eating dinner, I guess, earlier, so this is my first contact with a new cord, which is a lot better than the original cord for the Yaesu 7250, and the same microphone because it can be interchanged, the cord. And thank heavens for YouTube. I learned how to change it, which wasn't a big deal, but change the cord with the new cord from the new mic. I didn't like the mic. The buttons were hard to access, and it was made a little bit cheaply. So the old mic was a good mic, but a bad cord. So thank heavens for mixing and matching. So back to you, Walter. You're doing a good job. Good to hear you in there. KE4ZYQ, back to net.
Oh, real good, Joe. Glad it worked out for you. Any other check-ins? Call a name. Take your time. Okay, everybody. I want to thank one and all for checking in. And we'll be here. I believe Larry will be running the net next weekend. Or is it Chuck? Nope, it'll be Larry. Pardon, not weekend. Next Thursday. Forgive me. Next Thursday, same time, same place. He already emailed me about this topic. It'll be how to spin the cans when you get a return, when you're getting the money back, and how to double up on them. Like you throw two in right together, and it comes out as three. So in Michigan, you get 30 cents instead of 20 cents. That'll be next Thursday's topic from W8SOX. Everybody, I want you to learn from Larry. WB80 clear. Everybody stay safe.